What up, YouTube? So I know it's not my normal recording day, but I wanted to record this video while the thoughts were still fresh in my brain. I wanted it to be organic. I didn't want to write stuff down and rehearse it and have it feel forced or have it feel not coming from a genuine place and trying to make words into sentences that weren't on my heart. So I'm sure a lot of you heard, probably all of you heard, that there was a news article floating around basically stating that the governor in New York State thinks that face-to-face teaching is possibly obsolete. And feel free to have a conversation in the comments. Feel free to tell me where your stance is on this, but I could not disagree more. For my standing, I know that the governor is primarily concentrating on New York City because it's basically like an epicenter for this disease, and he's trying to look at reasonable accommodations for students in New York City, given that it's very, very dangerous there right now. At the same time, you cannot look at New York State as a whole. It just doesn't work like that. I'm from a very rural part of New York State, and a lot of times these schools are a safe haven for these kids. These teachers are, a lifeline to these kids. And, we have a lot of students below the poverty line. We have a lot of students that come from broken homes, and broken homes don't just get bandaged back together and be okay. Like, a lot of these kids, their options are to grow up and move out, basically, and they can't do that without some sort of a support system. And the school for them, the teachers for them, are still their support system. Now, don't get me wrong, we are maintaining an online presence, we are maintaining classrooms, we are available for normal school hours and sometimes beyond normal school hours for extra help in order to get help to these kids who are in need. And it works on a certain level, but there's just so much more you can do in a face-to-face setting. I'm a job coach, and face-to-face setting is the only way that being a job coach works. That's the only way that you can get into a job site and get kids out helping their communities and reaching out to local businesses and supporting them and possibly even gaining employment from them, which would ultimately be, the end goal, or at least some form of employment in the long run. And you can't do that if there is no face-to-face. You can't serve a community if there is no face-to-face. And you can't expect to be able to, go back to normal or go on in an education system completely online and then go out and work in the world and act like everything's going to be fine. You need that support from your teachers to understand a little bit of how the world works, and you need that ongoing support system for, I've had kids that I've worried about since day one from this. Like, are they going to be okay? Are they eating lunch? Are they eating dinner? Are they eating at all? Are they doing things besides, what they should be doing? And teachers have to have a lot of heart, and they have to keep motivated and try not to think about the bad stuff, and, try to stay positive for these kids. And you can't tell me that isn't a connection that is best this connection is best maintained face-to-face. It is best maintained face-to-face. My words are kind of jumbling because, like I said, I didn't write up anything for this. The thoughts are coming and I'm saying them. But I want to end on this, and again, feel free to have a conversation in the comments. I wasn't always a Christian. I'll say practicing Christian because that is kind of it in a sense, but I wasn't always guided by those kinds of steps. I had other motivations, and often selfish motivations in the past, but I had other motivations before I had motivations from Christ. But we need to pray for our leaders. We need to pray for our schools. We need to pray for our students. And if you don't believe in God, if you don't hold on to prayer, then you just need some semblance of hope in these dark, dark times. And I hope that that resonates with anybody right now, because it's tough. I know it's tough, guys. It's been really, really tough. And, mental health is such a big issue right now. And physical health, like, people aren't getting outside and doing the things that they should be doing for their bodies because their teachers aren't around and it's hard for them to stay motivated, or their gyms aren't open, so how are they going to stay motivated when the gyms aren't open? And that can perpetuate a cycle where it's like my mental health is feeding off of my poor physical health, and the news media is feeding into your emotional health. And it's just, I pray for you guys and your peace, and just please, please, please still hold on to hope. I know it's hard, but sometimes it's all we got. And on that note, I'm gonna sneeze, so have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow for our usual let's talk about so-and-so video. Bye, guys.